for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Ryan and Danielle Axe.
So our first round of IVF, my God.
Seems like forever ago.
It does seem like forever ago. It wasn't that long ago. It was December 2015. December of 2015 is when we first started. I remember vividly when we were kind of figuring out why, natural conceiving wasn't happening for us. And I remember Danielle saying, why don't you take an at-home sperm test? Just a little stick that you could buy from the store. And I was like, nah, like why? And
for a long time.
Yeah, I was super adamant on like, why? Like it's just probably just not happening just because of maybe we're just not hitting it right, or unlucky, you know? And then I remember taking that little test and it didn't tell you like count or anything. It just had like 2 lines, almost like a pregnancy test, and it was like 1 line is low and 2 lines is normal or high, basically. And I remember doing it and it was 1 line and I was like, nah, that thing's wrong. It's just a freaking test that you buy at the store. I was like, no.
He's like, oh, maybe it was sitting there for a while or something was wrong with it.
Yeah, so.
Just go back to the doctor. You go do more tests.
Yeah. So basically, eventually, finally, I did a real sperm analysis, and that's when we found out what our problem was, our main problem.
Yeah.
It was super tough to hear, and just, devastating. You feel like it's all your fault. I didn't really know what else to think. I didn't know what to say. I just, okay, well, this has got to be an easy fix. That was my thought, though. I figured better something wrong with me than with her, and that's still the case to this day. That I think that it's best that there's something wrong with me as opposed to you.
I guess.
Depending, I mean, it seems like most.
I'm not perfect though. So
no, but it depends. It seems that most people who have issues conceiving, it tends to be that most times it's the woman as opposed to the man. All we really need to do is have be able to create an embryo, and Danielle take. Like, that's really what we need. And our first round through wasn't successful, but I really wouldn't blame neither myself nor her for that. I just think that it just wasn't meant to be for whatever reason.
It was definitely good that we did, though. It's a learning curve. We learned a lot.
Yeah, so
now we can go in this time.
I remember that we got the results from my thing, and then we're just like, all right, we didn't really kind of know where to go from there, other than maybe now we should contact a doctor. I just got it done, like, not through a doctor. It was just through like a lab, basically. So we went, and with the help of family, we were able to locate a doctor.
We went to 2 different doctors. We saw one guy originally, and then we were like, okay, we've never done this before. And then found another doctor through a doctor of a family member. Okay, your butt's in the way. Again, always in the video. So yeah, we did see 2 different doctors. They both told us the same thing, that you guys need to do IVF. We went over costing, and then ultimately we decided on the doctor that was referred to us. It was up in Beverly Hills though, so it was pretty far.
Yeah,
Drive sucked.
It was far, and we had to get up a lot very early in the morning, like 4:45, to be out on the road, like 5:15, because we would hit such bad traffic, and Danielle had to be to work.
Yeah.
So that was just like, I think kind of added to the stress a little bit. Just waking up that early, and the drive itself was just kind of, I don't want to say like dreadful, but like it was just like, oh, we gotta
that
go to the
LA
doctor.
traffic, yeah.
You know, it's like we gotta sit on the 405 tomorrow. We gotta wake up butt early. So it was like, we didn't really look forward to the trip there. So
I slept, so I mean, that was good.
yeah, so it was a bit of a drive every time, but we thought, you know, hey, this doctor was referred, and this is for the best, blah, blah, blah. I don't have anything, you know, negative or bad to say or anything like that about the doctor. We decided to go with a different doctor this time, for our own personal reasons. But yeah, I remember going in there for our consultation. Really taken back by the whole thing. It was a lot of info that we went over, the process, the cost, all that kind of stuff.
The first time you go through it, it's definitely a shock, like, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? What are we gonna be doing?
Yeah, it's such a big commitment. It's huge.
Yeah.
But we were pretty determined, so we were gonna do it. I would imagine the most thing that scares people or worries people about doing it is, I would say, probably the cost.
Yeah.
It's not obviously a guarantee that it's gonna work.
Yeah, what if it doesn't work?
You don't get your money back if it doesn't work, obviously. It's pretty expensive. I think that it was probably a little bit more expensive the first time, being that where we were, obviously, in LA. I would say, what do you think? Probably about 28?
No, it's more than that.
How much?
I think it's 32 with all the, because the blood work is different. You have to pay for that separately. You have to pay for the medication separately. There's just so many bills, and money just goes everywhere. You don't even know where it's going or where it's coming from.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably, I was thinking when I was saying that number to you, it was mainly just for the first round, because, you know, you paid for it, and it was like, after that, we paid for it, it was done. You know, it's probably, I want to say, honestly, it was around the $27,000, $28,000 mark is what we paid. And then we had to pay again because we had to do another one.
Yeah.
So, but the initial part was probably about $27,000, $28,000 is what we spent to get everything going. We paid up front, done, so everything was covered from there on out. We didn't have to make any more payments or anything like that. But we don't care how much we don't really care how much it costs for us to get what we want for this scenario. It was just more so the worry of it like not working was what I was worried about.
The cost was a stressful burden too. Just to think about.
Well, yeah, just to think about that kind of number.
Paying.
You know,
you work so hard to save all that money, and then
it's a down payment for a house. It's a car.
Yeah.
You know, it's expensive. So, you know, anybody who's curious or going to be going through it and not sure about costs, I would say too, now that we went to another doctor, they're all kind of within a range. It's probably going to be a little bit less expensive this time for us.
Yeah.
I think that one of those doctors is a little bit more expensive because of the overhead probably that they had with the facility that they had. It was great. It was just a huge facility with multiple doctors, and you know, they were located in Beverly Hills. It was, you know, we were helping pay the rent, so to speak. So we paid, I think, a little bit more. And
everything was on site there.
Everything was on site.
New doctor, we have to go to another facility to do the actual retrieval and the actual where they make the embryos. So.
Which is not a big deal for us.
Oh, yeah.
It's still close, and as long as our doctor's doing it, which he is, that's perfect. But yeah, we did the consultation, and then from there on out we were doing blood every other day. We were going up there for Danielle to get her blood drawn, so they can keep track of whatever numbers they were keeping track of. Maybe you can elaborate on that. I don't even.
They just test all your levels, your progesterone, your estrogen, everything. And then, so for our first round, we actually got a BFP, which is a big fat positive. So then after that, they have to check your beta, and your beta has to increase. So then we had to go for that a lot.
Yeah, but the whole leading up to everything and, you know, the first thing you're working towards is the egg retrieval.
Yeah.
So we had to order the medication. The medication came in a huge box. It was all like insulated too, because it had to be kept cold.
Yeah.
Some of the medicines had to be kept cold. So that came, and that was just overwhelming opening that box up. You know, we'll do a box opening of the medications this time around, but there was so many medicines. We're gonna have a little bit less medication this time, which is good because thankfully some of the medication that we had left over from last year we could use this year. So that's gonna help us out a little bit on the cost.
Yeah, but he's gonna up my dosage, so I wonder if it's gonna even out. We'll see.
It might, but
at least we'll get to use what we have left over, because we do have quite a bit left over.
We got the medication. Danielle went through it. She got an organization kit, just like organized it all, and then, you know, we started shots basically. Danielle was giving herself a shot every night.
Ryan prepared it, and then I did it.
I was really nervous to start. Like I couldn't give her a shot. I
think the first time you didn't even look.
I don't like needles at all, and the thought of me putting, you know, a needle inside of my wife and having to give her a shot and knowing that it's probably gonna hurt her, I was a big wimp about it. But I mean, you know, it was all hitting me at once. I was like, man, this is happening, we're doing this, I'm giving, you know, I gotta give her shots, and it just was really overwhelming for me. And she was willing to give herself shots, but I didn't want her to have to do that to herself, because I know I would not be able to give myself a shot. I would not be able to do it. She was able to do it, I couldn't do it. So I thought, I could not give myself a shot, so I'm gonna just, you know, man up, and I'm gonna prepare these and give her shots. I don't want her to have to do it. She already has to take the shot, and I didn't want her to have to give herself the shot also. So we went through the learning curve of having to prepare the shot. I know we did the trigger shot video earlier. It was a very similar process basically, where we had to draw out solution, put it in a powder mix, and mix that together, draw it out, and give her a shot. And she also had
the first shots though are easy, the stim shots, because they just come in the pen.
Yeah.
And then you click it, and then
we have a pen. I'll grab it.
Okay.